what you see in the middle is an image of a vesture. Yes, the image of Congo vesture is a traditional vesture worn by Congo chiefs. At the right, you see a chief completely clothed in that vesture and with his royal or authority staff of authority. He's also wearing a mpu, that is the headdress, or a bonnet. We call it a mpu, as in mpungu. Yes. This vesture is called Nzamba Kimfumu. Yeah, Nzamba Kimfumu, which means the covering. Now, when you put a N before it, Nzamba, it can also denote a forest. Yes, a forest, Nzamba. But Nzamba Kimfumu here means the Cape of Congo Chiefs. Yes, the vesture of Congo Chiefs. It has 4 fringes or corners representing authority and rule. And when one is dressed in it, he's covered all around the 4 sides of the body. So we have the number 4, yes, which is in Kikongo, Yala, in Lingala, Mitano. That's in Lingala, Mitano, or Mitanu. O and U, the O and the U are interchangeable, so Mitano or Mitanu. 4, Yala in Kikongo means rule, govern and dominate. In Deuteronomy 22, we read the following: Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the 4 quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou covered thyself. Okay. Right. Let's open up the Strong's Concordance. Gadil. Here. The vesture. The vesture here, what they pronounce in Yiddish, kesut, covering, vesture, clothing, concealment, etc. Kekut, yeah. Kekut, the C is also pronounced as K. So Kekut or Kesut is the Kikongo Nkutu. Okay, it is the Kikongo Nkutu. Kutu means vesture or covering, clothing. You have it there. Now, someone said that the fringes cannot be in a corner. It must be all around, all around your garment. It must go 360 around your garment. So when we go to the word translated as corner, that's this word, kenap, see, quarters. Let's read it again. Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the 4 quarters. Yeah? 4 quarters of thy vesture. Maybe my English is not that good, but as I understand this verse, it is saying that this particular fringes must be found in the corners, the 4 quarters, the 4 corners. It is not necessarily saying that the fringes must go all around your garment. Am I correct, Byron? Or is my English, or am I not understanding English that well?
No, you're correct.
Yes. So the 4 quarters of thy vesture, and that's what we see here. 4 corners. We have, okay, 1, 2, 3, left and right, and 3 and 4 in front and in the rear, in the back. Yeah. And there's a mystery to this, okay? And we will reveal this mystery in a minute. So when we look into the word corners, which is the biblical Hebrew kanap, look at this. It's actually saying outline of biblical use, wing, edges, border, corner. Yes. Now the wings, the corners of the altar were also described as wings, for those who know. The corners of the altar. I'm talking about the altar where they sacrificed animal in the temple. Okay, it has corners which were also called wings of the altar. When we look at the Strong's definition of the word, it says an edge, edge, wing, a flap, quarter, okay, border, corner, and it's also defined as feathered. Okay. That's Assyrian kapu. It's always good to look into the Assyrian words. Why? Because the Assyrian words are also very close with Bantu. Yes, Assyrian, Sumerian are very close with Bantu as ancient Egyptian, which is Proto-Bantu language. And so I also always look into the Assyrian, and sometimes the Assyrian word even helps me to retrace the Bantu word. So it's very interesting to always look at the Assyrian, Sumerian words if they are mentioned. All right. Okay, so that's that. Now here you can see there's the 4 corners. Yes, here we have the 4 corners or the 4 quarters. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the left side, right side, back side, and the front side. If you put this together, if you have to draw this, what will you get? Someone? If you listen, if you draw a line from point 1 to point 2, from point 3 to point 4, what do you get?
A cosmogram. Two interlocking pyramids.
A cosmogram.
What else?
A cosmogram.
Cosmogram, the Congo Cross. Himbo. Do you see the mystery? So in Deuteronomy 22, verse 12, in wearing the fringes, as it is demonstrated on the screen, in the 4 corners, the chief spiritually is marking himself. He's clothed, let you see, in the cosmogram, in the Congo Cross. He's wearing the Congo Cross, symbolized, hidden, yes, in the fringes, in his clothes. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a revelation That as I was looking into this, meditating, it just came into my spirit. Yeah. So clothing oneself in this vesture is walking in the realms of life, because that's what the Congo Cross represents, the realm of life, where heaven and earth interconnect. Yes? That's the Congo Cross. The horizontal line symbolizing the Kalunga. Point 1 to 2. The corners 1 to 2 form a horizontal line from left to right, which symbolizes Kalunga. The door of in between, right? It is the barrier that separates the two realms, the physical and the spiritual. The point 3 and 4 forms the vertical line, indicating ascension and descension. Yes, the movement of going up, ascending, and the movement of going down, descending. Birth and rebirth. Okay? So death and life is a cycle of birth and rebirth. The Bible is truly a book for the initiates. You see? A lot of things are hidden in the Bible, coded. And you can never know it unless you have the spirit of Congo. You have been initiated in the spirit, knowledge, mysteries of Congo. And the Most High, the Holy Spirit, the angels around you will begin to open your eyes and teach you things you never thought that you will find in the Bible. So this Bible is a truly mystical book. It's an esoteric book. It's a book full of codes. Full of codes. Do you all understand?
Yes, we do.
You get that?
Okay, when I was a part of the IUIC, because I used to be a part of IUIC.
Wow, I never knew.
Yes, I have been wearing fringes because we wear fringes on our garments, and I normally used to wear fringes on my garment. Yes, so we knew about wearing fringes from earlier on. I used to be a part of that myself.
We've seen these things nowhere else but in African culture. And it amazes me that people who want to fight that truth don't even come with evidence that it is in the other cultures as well. Because, for example, you put that picture like when I see these four fringes in the four corners, it just represents that the chief is just the ruler of the earth. Wherever he goes, he is the leader. This authority is upon him. He is ruling. It's just representing to the four corners. Everywhere he goes, he is a ruler. No matter where the limits are, he is ruling because of this fringe that he has put on. I've never seen these fringes in other cultures. For example, I've never seen that by the Israelites. I've never seen that in Asian culture or by the Europeans. I never saw that fringe. But yet they make themselves call like we are the true people, we are the people of the Bible. But it is just you need to read between the lines to understand that it is not about you. And even the evidence is showing through the clothes, to everything they do, but yet they just want to fight the truth for nothing. But as it says, the truth is slowly and will come out blatantly, very, very great.
Yes.
Yeah, just to add to what he was saying, that in many of the African cultures, you will find similarities in the clothing that is still being worn today. When you look at the Zulu women, you will find that sometimes they'll wear a necklace Yes, they're bare-chested in some of the dancing that they do, but if you go back to ancient Kamata or Kemet, you will find women dressed in the same garment with the necklace that they wear, the short skirt. It's there, and the ostrich feather has symbolism. Even the little the staff, the short staff that some kings carry versus the long. All of these things are still practiced in the African culture. Various tribes do it, but yet you will find nobody else that does it. Even the very funeral ceremony when Magafuli got buried, or the funeral procession, there were people going out and laying their clothing and branches in the pathway as the funeral procession went on. It's still practiced on the continent today. So, as the brother was saying, is that if we just open up our eyes, we will see the similarities of the practices on the continent. That's connected to the Bible.
When you draw a line from point 1 to 2, 3 to 4, you get the Congo Cross. Yes, and the Congo Cross is the letter Tav. It's the hieroglyph or the paleo symbol X, yeah, or a plus, which the letter Tav in Paleo Hebrew. You see the spiral movement in the Kikongo. We have two words to denote life. In Kikongo, we have the word moya, which represents life. Moya is life. Kimoya is living, having life. Another word which denotes life is luzingu. But luzingu does not speak of the regular life as we are living right now here on the earth, No. Luzingu represents the progressive cycle of life. That is to say that we are always progressing as spiritual beings. You understand? Now, when we put this in light of Christianity, we understand that when you die and go to heaven, there is no progression anymore. It's just chilling, just chilling in the clouds with a few angels and drinking, talking with Jesus and things like that, doing fun stuff, resting. There's no work. There's no progression. But that's not the case. In heaven, let's say in the world hereafter, you will continue to grow. Okay. Now, when we look at the line, for example, let's stick there for a moment. Points 1 and 2, we see the horizontal line. That horizontal line represents the Kalunga. The Kalunga is the sea of separation, or the sea that forms a spiritual barrier. Yes, the barrier between our world, the physical world, which is called Nseke, and the spiritual world of the ancestors, which is called Mpemba, sometimes referred to as Pemba Kalunga, which is the world of the ancestors, which Christians have called heavens, but in the old days it was called Sheol in Hebrew, or in Greek, the underworld, Hades. Hades is not bad or good. It's just a realm of the dead. Within that realm, you have sections of the unjust and the just, right? The righteous and the unrighteous. So it was divided. So the Kalunga is the dividing barrier, a door. Now, those who are coming into this life, they have to pass that barrier of waters. So when you pass the barrier of water, you find yourself within a universe which is called the mother's womb, also full of waters. Yeah, so you're growing there, your physical body is being formed. When completed, water must be broken for you to begin the process of entering into this world or being pushed into this world. So as we had to pass waters to be born on the earth, when we die, we also must return and pass the waters to be reborn. Point 3 and 4, that vertical line symbolizes that movement of ascension and descension in being born, but also in dying, because death itself is another rebirth. So you therefore never die, but you experience another rebirth. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, because you never die, but you are continually experiencing birth and rebirth, therefore you are going through this motion. You see this motion? This motion. You see? What happens when we follow that emotion? What do you see happening? We find ourselves on the horizontal line. We ascend, we descend. We pass the horizontal line, which is rebirth. We ascend and we descend again, passing the horizontal line, the kalunga, the door, remember? This, the barrier. And it repeats itself until you reach perfection. And there is no need to die and transform anymore, because you have reached perfection.